On the Line, Chapter 3, The Siege of Verrplek. At times, it can feel like the world is against you, yet the reality of the case is that everyone is most often just out for themselves, which renders you as the other. Time and time again, humanity proves it needs nothing more than a line drawn, somewhere, over something, to admit they've always hated those on the other side.
I always wanted to have a guild house.
Two massive doors push open into a large, 3-level lobby. An open column of space leads up to an enchanted ceiling which appears much like moving glass, looking out at the barrier encapsulating the town. Hallways on each floor intersect the open space and peer down unto the lobby. Beyond the awe-inspiring architecture, reminiscent of a manor in Prague, the space is decrepit and has long been abandoned. There is no furniture, the floors are crooked, some of the walls have decayed through so you can peer into the room beyond them.
It's perfect.
I gotta agree.
Des looks over and appears exasperated.
Wow. Did you smoke some crack in the past 15 seconds while I wasn't looking?
What do you mean? Haven't you ever watched a home renovation show?
Oh, I get it. Like...
Sonnenbloom begins to list off a string of copyrighted names, each being covered with a beep.
Wow, not a single one of those even allows casual reference without license. That's nuts.
It is because of content creators.
That seems a bit dismissive.
Yet, it is true.
Gekomatsu takes a step further into the lobby and looks straight up.
A legal collective. That's what they call themselves. Lawyers in arms or what have you. They argued to the highest courts that because recorded, streamed, or edited content produced within another games company environment could uncontrollably allow for someone to commercialize another property, it has to be commercialized in its entirety itself. Free use, applied by 1,000 content creators, means tens of thousands of dollars being gained by someone who is not tethered to the creation of what they profit from. I'm surprised it was allowed as long as it was.
They're worse than you make it sound.
You've dealt with them in school?
Yes. Yeah, they change their name every case through some arbitrary loophole. It's always pretentious, though. Some egotistical phrase auto-translated into Latin or whatever. Last I heard, the collective went by trivial competition.
Yeesh! What dicks.
It is an accurate summary.
Beyond accurate. People like that, those fucks. They just want to take and destroy and they don't care. They're swirling nothings. Human black holes, just existing to ruin everything that blip out of being. Just like the meaningless, empty vacuums they are and always will be.
Double yeesh.
Des looks around the room.
Sorry, I'm gonna go poke around. See y'all in a bit.
Khan nods knowingly and smiles.
Okay, buddy. See you in a bit? Yeah?
Yeah.
Des makes the remark as he walks away from the group towards a spiral of ascending stairs.
So, folks, new manor. Have any of you spent time learning about furnishings or house repair?
Everyone sort of stares around, looking at the ceiling and avoiding eye contact with Sonnenbloom. Gekomatsu opens his menu and reveals a small lamp.
I made this.
The lamp is somewhat in the shape of a leaf.
Oh, that's cute.
Well, I like it.
Okay, then just one moment.
Sonnenbloom takes the lamp, moves over towards the nearest approximation of a flat surface, and finds a dresser covered in old picture frames, dead, dried inkwells, and paperweights. With one swipe of her forearm, Sonnenbloom ejects all of that onto the floor and places a small, simplistic lamp onto the center of the dresser. She snaps her fingers beside the empty oil basin under the shade of the lamp, and a pear-shaped bulb of light takes form.
It will burn out in a couple of hours, but for now, I present style.
It is beautiful. Now, what are the chances anything in here is going to attack us?
Gekomatsu releases a pulse from his hand.
Not to be too much of a deus ex machina, but other than us, there is but a single item of hostility in the kitchen.
Ilkat nods, then looks to the remaining party.
Weapons drawn, folks. Be prepared for what may come.
All weapons are drawn. They creep beyond the stairs and into the kitchen of the manor. It is somewhat an amalgam of the modern kitchen and a traditional hunter's kitchen. There are approximations of a fridge, oven, stove, various countertops and cupboards, as well as a depressed portion of the floor against the wall, with a drain at the lowest point. A few hooks overhang the lowered section.
Oh, good. It's a murder house.
Murder is a part of regular life for lots of people.
Khan enters the kitchen and looks over the area with the chains.
These aren't for people, it's a butchery station. Sometimes you hang dry on sight, but blood has its uses and there are only so many ways to get it out. As this will be pretty clean.
Gekomatsu ushers a brief nod of respect.
My grandfather had something similar in an outdoor kitchen. Folks from the city aren't keen on the details, but show them how you skin a rabbit in a rush, and they figure out what they've been missing pretty quick.
I always wanted to go hunting, for the experience of it. I'm not really interested in the killing part.
Good.
Good?
Gekomatsu motions his hand over to Khan, and he takes over.
Killing should be uncomfortable. You can get used to the mechanics of it, the sights and smells, but nobody should forget what they're doing. Even in the case it needs to be a routine, it's important not to forget yourself. To remember to sacrifice and not bemoan it. To enjoy the killing is to invite the worst part of the lessons into your heart.
Ilkat scans the room, parsing only with her eyes.
So, the threat.
Using the tip of his odachi as a guide, Gekomatsu points towards the fridge.
Okay. I'm going to open it.
She points her spear ahead of herself as she inches towards the fridge. A dramatic whoosh occurs and reveals within a lone pizza box.
Huh?
Is the pizza box a mimic?
Or the fridge itself? Is it a fridge mimic?
Ilkat pokes the pizza box. It softens the tip of her spear like moderately aged cardboard.
I don't think it's a mimic.
She reaches into the fridge and retrieves the pizza box, placing it on the counter. With a flick of her wrist, she opens the box and jumps back, spear ready to thrust. Inside the box is a thin crust pizza with thick slices of pineapple.
Ugh. That is hostile.
Wait, that's it?
Makes sense to me.
Totally offensive. Makes sense.
Worst thing out there. We should bury it in the yard.
Cosmo begins to nod along with everyone else. Ilkat just stares bewildered at her allies.
No questions there? Pineapple pizza is somehow that obvious an opponent?
Yes!
Alright then.
Ilkat takes a slice of the pizza and noms half of it in a single bite.
It's not bad.
Gekomatsu sheathes his blade and looks around the space.
I imagine we'd all be pleased if our real remaining threat was pizza taste
He
alone.
peers out the window towards the barricade surrounding the town.
The No-Lifers Guild out there isn't going away.
No lifers, like necromancy?
No, like shit buckets. People who never stop playing. Folks who make their life the game, 30-hour sessions, sleeping in your chair to wake up and play again. Yeah, cream of the crop in an MMO. Hardest to please, also the people with the most expectations. No amount of content satisfies them. Their appetite is unending.
Oh, good. I might need to log out for a bit before I can deal with them.
That is their strength. I will need to log out as well, but not for a handful of hours. There are results I need to deliver briefly before I can return.
We'll have to time it in shifts. Honestly, I can pop out in a moment here. I just gotta drop off a package for my mom, but that's about it. I can head right back.
It's settled then. Myself and Gecko Matsu will take first shift. You and Sonnenbloom can log out first.
She takes a moment to look over at Cosmo.
How about yourself?
Nothing happens. Everyone stares at Cosmo.
Sorry, fallen asleep here. Yeah, I need a couple moments down as well.
Drop out then. Try to get back once you're ready. Before you log out, can you two go check on Dez? See if he needs to take care of anything or if he'll stay?
Khan nods.
Sure.
Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Gecko Matsu gives a short wave. Up the stairs the pair ascend. The old building brings to mind ghost movies for some and the disparity between the rich and the poor for others. Even under the grime, age and dust, the base extravagance is something some would kill for. To even be disgusted by such a place at all is a privilege. Dez is out on a balcony, beyond glass double doors. He is smoking, looking out at the ocean. It is a perfect view, just cut by the cliff's edge. The chill sea barely moves, a single row of motion cascades at a time, stilted in places by the barely submerged chunks of ice filtering the coastline.
Nice view.
It is.
How's it going?
Fine.
Dez looks over to where the square knights are, though he cannot see them.
Those folks didn't seem intent on leaving.
No, they don't seem the sort.
Do you think they're nice people in real life?
He looks out to the ocean.
No, I don't, really.
Me neither.
Yeah, way too many assholes out there.
Exactly the issue, though I'm one of them.
You're absolutely not.
No. It's alright. Look, I'm an asshole. Not openly, not all the time. I try to tamper it back down, but every now and then it pops up. There's a frustration I can't quell. Can't talk it away or drown it or anything. It persists so long as I want to as well. Most days I'm doing my best, but like a fucking idiot, just forgetting himself. Sometimes I slip. I don't mean to, and I don't want to. It's just part of it. I have to do so good, so constantly, that to keep it up without relent. Well, nobody's perfect is all I'm saying. I'm at peace with that.
I feel like I'm missing something.
Sorry. I get dramatic and fuzzy and guilty, and I just want to apologize forever. A couple years back, I used to live in the same town as Khan. I worked a warehouse nearby. Decent job for folks our age. Long story short, one of the loading bay doors got dropped on me. It fucked up my spine. I had to move into the city to be close enough to the assisted care I needed for a few years. Now, I'm just here. On more pain meds than most folks know exists because the stabbing in my back never stops. I just get brief periods of empowered forgetfulness.
Oh, I'm sorry, Des, for whatever that counts for.
Thank you.
So you've hit the overhang again.
Yeah.
Sonnenbloom raises a curious eyebrow.
Right. So, you know how, if you smoke weed all the time, you don't get as high?
Sure.
So the painkillers Des is on suffer from the same principle. Even the strongest stuff, after enough time being used as frequently as his pain calls for, the effectiveness decreases. More pain creeps through the numbing. It happens regardless of the meds. So when you hit that point, it's kind of like you've been running up a hill that keeps getting steeper and steeper. So much so that eventually it starts to curl over onto itself and go upside down. It doesn't even work. You can't do it. So, the only options are...
The only options are get on something stronger, again, raising my risk of kidney and liver failure, or endure all of my pain without medication. A couple weeks sometimes, so as to allow my tolerance to the meds to wane. It's like detoxing myself, with all the fun of coming off opiates. I'll save you the details.
You probably get sorry a lot, don't you? I won't add more to the pile. Thank you for being honest with me about this. I like learning about you, and none of us are perfect. So, if every now and then you gotta get pissed off at something, that's fine by me.
So are you gonna stay, or do you gotta log out?
Yeah, I'm not getting out of this chair for a while.
Cool. Just message Ilkat and Gecko. They're staying for a while too.
Des nods.
And with that, I'll see y'all in a bit.
He waves, and with a quick menu traversal, he selects Log Out. Light disperses all around him, and his character is entirely absorbed by blue light.
Successfully logged out. Stay safe.
Khan pulls off his noise-canceling headset, and the instant it breaks from his ears, there's a screaming out on the street.
Quit fucking with my money! Just give me my shit! I'll break your fucking window!
Khan sighs and steps up, pushing out from his computer desk where a curved monitor, a mechanical keyboard, a mouse, and 2 interaction sleeves are aligned in perfect order. The logout page for Endless Empires flashes on the screen. Khan has an existing subscription for the next 10 years showcased in the bottom right-hand corner.
Get out here, you shit! I'll beat your
Skirting
ass!
over the carpet floor of an effectively empty bedroom, Khan reaches up to the tip of his toes and bends down a single pane of his blindfolds to peek out the window. His vision obscured slightly as a result of a dense bulletproof layer. Peering out to the street, he quickly identifies the house across from him is the one being yelled at, then closes the blind again. A single arm reaches up, sniffs underneath to give a relative check, and it passes approval. He sprays over some cologne straight to the center of his chest, then begins the process of unlocking his door. First, the industrial bar, which rests across the center, flush with the door and the frame. It must be lifted out of a welded base. Then, the 2 sliding bar locks which glide in and out of a hitch. Finally, 2 chains and a physical stopper which attaches into a steel-reinforced screw hole in the floor. Each of these defenses he places in a custom-fitted and foam-lined case, which itself is then locked with an altogether separate padlock and placed into a safe, with a variable value from 0 to 10,000. Khan steps out of his bedroom into a clean, if not empty, bungalow. The kitchen is immaculate, the only exception being a few takeout boxes next to the fridge. Khan passes beyond the kitchen and into the living room where his mother sits on the couch. She is a delightful-looking woman, if not a bit lethargic. She stares straight ahead at an empty wall, fully engaged, a set of glasses on which flash different colors. With a quick movement of his weight, Khan stomps on the floor just a bit. His mother presses a button on the side of her glasses, and the lens shifts to complete transparency. She looks over and smiles.
Oh, hello.
She flicks her eyes into the corner of her lens briefly, then looks back.
Good afternoon?
What does it matter? It's bright out.
He looks around, grabs a package from the only table in the room, and looks towards the front door of their house.
Hey, you need anything while I'm out?
She wags her head.
No, I have food coming in a bit. I'll have extras added for you.
Thanks, Mom. Any idea when Dad will be back from London?
Oh, we were just watching a movie together over his lunch break. He's saying next week. Hopefully sooner.
Good. I won't be long, so set the alarm to maybe 2 hours, maybe?
Sure, sweetheart. Do be safe.
She reaches out with her hand and turns an invisible dial. Speakers from her glasses chime out.
Crisis timer set for Christian. 2 hours counting.
With a final nod, Khan scoops the package under his arm and heads towards the front door. At present, it is just a straight panel of steel, extending even beyond the frame. With the touch of his wrist against a silver-colored panel, the entire steel plate descends into the floor, revealing a regular wooden door. Khan turns the knob and steps out. A few moments after he passes out, the steel panel returns to place. Across the street, the neighbor that was being yelled at has an opened door, no lights turned on, and an eerie aura about it. Unfortunately, as Khan walks down the street of his small, snow-laden town, homes which fit such a description are about as common as anything else. The oddest sort of disparity plays out, home to home, street to street, where the latest truck, the most impervious defenses and lavish home details are plotted right next to the home of someone who has cut out the connected portions of their plumbing to spray freely into troughs or mud pits. Broken windows, weathered paint, and burnt-out vehicles. The sky, darkened with their presence, is filled with drones making deliveries of different-sized cardboard boxes. Khan pulls out his phone and flicks into the Endless Empire's mobile app. He scans through his character pages, his inventory and gear, who's online, who isn't. As he stares at the page, a notification goes off. A friend request from Tobias Engthal.
Sir, you're one of the bad guys. Don't go sending me friend requests.
Khan hits the decline button. A moment passes. Another friend invite arrives from Tobias Engthal. Khan considers the situation and declines it again. Instantly, another arrives.
Well, that can't possibly be a good thing.
Are you fucking talking to yourself?
A familiar voice shouts out from one of the houses. A tall, long-haired individual rushes out from their home. A meth pipe in one hand, they're barely dressed in loose sweatpants and a tank top 3 sizes too large.
I seen your mouth moving out here. I saw from inside right now.
Khan just nods. He doesn't look. He doesn't stop walking. He just keeps going straight, albeit quicker. The individual starts to follow him a bit.
You're not gonna talk to me, huh? You asshole. You're a piece of shit. What are you even doing here? Do you know where you are? Are you traveling? You don't live here. Go the fuck away.
Not reacting in the slightest, Khan keeps forwards and once he hits the corner, breaks into a sprint. He runs straight from the corner, down the block, and into a little corner store. He passes through the front doors, and they close behind him. A speaker begins to play.
We ask all guests to our store to please wear a mask.
As the speakers make a request, little robotic hands drop from the ceiling and offer an outstretched paper mask. Khan leans forwards, and it is placed around either end of his ears.
We will now sanitize you from the outside world. Please be certain that Canada General Store only uses the highest quality total sanitation solutions.
Mist from the ceiling begins to spray, lightly covering Khan. A fan churns up, drying everything out. Then, the doors leading to the store open up.
Welcome to Canada General Store.
Beyond is a nondescript, relatively well-stocked grocery store, with a few modular storefronts built along the walls. There's a post office, a bank, a computer parts store, an insurance broker, and a home defense outfitter. Just by the door, posted with complete seriousness, is an armed member of the RCMP, standing duty with a service rifle. The officer nods towards Khan as he passes by. Making headway directly for the post office, Khan places the box on the counter, just in front of a secured, bulletproof panel of glass. The lady behind the counter, who looks just about 18, takes the package, scans it, and points to a screen which flashes with the total of the delivery.
Can you pay for that?
Yes. Tap, please.
She nods. A silvered panel on the glass lights up, and Khan places his wrist against it. The total disappears, and she processes the package, then nods towards Khan.
Do you need anything else?
No.
As he passes out beyond the exit doors, 3 black SUVs speed past the store. Their wheels make a sort of whistle as if the air behind them is getting churned up into something. He takes a different path home. Not just to avoid the hostile person who ran out to him, but to avoid those who didn't, but noted he was out. One-sided glass is a popular addition for living rooms and front doors, especially if you can't afford a high fence or armed guard. Further down the street, Khan's family home, set in between a completely burnt-out property and something you'd see in a homeowner's magazine from the 1950s, has become the host of the 3 black SUVs. One is parked right on their front lawn, while the other is sort of huddled in behind it. Their front door is open.
Ah, fuck.
Khan breaks into a sprint towards the house and all but jumps into his own home from the flat of the walkway. There, tall men in suits, nice ones, speak to his mother. There's an aura of seriousness, and he only catches the end of a sentence.
Concerns like this one are rare, and we're just happy to get here in time.
Yes, of course. We're just glad the subscription covers this sort of service.
She looks over towards Khan.
Oh, he's here now. Christian, come over here. These men are with Home Secure. I guess there was a breach on our home firewall.
A tall man with a sinister look and buzzed down hair finds Christian to be quite agreeable.
Ah, yes, young sir. I hear you're the primary user of the internet contract. May we discuss the cybersecurity threat at hand with you?
Khan looks over to his mom, the men in the room, and this leader.
Yeah, no, sure. And sorry, didn't get your name.
Tobias Engthal.
Oh.
Is everything okay, love?
Totally fine.
He peers up at Tobias.
Here. Our router is in the laundry room. Come with me.
Certainly.
Tobias makes a jerking motion towards his men, the two of them impossible to tell between one another in their homogeneous style and suits.
Perform an audit while I'm gone. Check wireless speeds and such.
Yes,
yes, sir. Both men take a step closer to Khan's mother. The laundry room is a decent size. A simple wooden table rests next to 2 stacked machines, a washer and dryer. Built into the walls is an electrical converter, battery management interface, and the full set of network options. Khan points towards the main touchscreen panel on the walls.
So, what's the concern, exactly?
Tobias steps just into the door of the laundry room and closes the door behind himself.
You have the town of Verrplek, and we want it. It is that simple.
Khan just stares ahead, processing the request.
How did you even... Wait. Do you actually work for Home Secure?
14 years running. Made quite a name for myself as a retention specialist in this crazy new economy. But that's none of your business. You met my people. They're talkers, entertainers, masters of war in the digital domain. My colleagues are a credit to endless empires. I just help ends meet, if you understand my meaning. You know, in the world of GMs and chat logs, we've all lost touch with the impression a real threat makes.
He opens his jacket, just enough to reveal a holster with a blackened metal handgun resting in it.
So let me be plain. No subterfuge. No bullshit. We want that town, and you need to give it up to us. if you don't.
He looks down the way towards where Khan's mother is.
Well, that's clear enough, isn't it?
It seems. Yes. Over a town? In a video game?
Without hesitating, Tobias steps forward and shoves Khan into a wall, pinning his entire body with just the strength in one arm. He stares down at him and gets real close.
I will fuck your mother.
He leans back with a smile.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Great.
Tobias looks around the room and inspects the wall of network infrastructure.
Everything looks set to me here.
Can I lead you out?
Certainly.
Tobias pats a part of his jacket where the handgun is holstered, then heads out of the room. He nods to his men as they return, and they stop instantly.
So, are our network speeds okay? No concerns?
No one answers her. The men all leave, pulling off in SUVs, a portion of the lawn destroyed. Khan closes the door behind them, engages the security system, and places a wooden chair against the front door.
Don't let them inside the house ever again. They, threatened me, blackmailed me with something I didn't do. I think it was extortion.
Oh my god!
Khan's mother rushes up to him and wraps her arms around him.
They were so official. I didn't even consider you're okay. Yes?
Khan smiles proudly.
I'm okay. I'm gonna go back to my game now, though. I sent out the package.
His mom nods and smiles cautiously.
Okay, darling. I'll be here. Hopefully your dad can come home quicker if possible.
That sounds nice.
Khan responds, gives his mother another quick hug, then rushes off to his bedroom. In a flurry of motion, he attaches the series of manual locks to his door and kicks it a bit to confirm it doesn't wobble. He drops into his chair, sits straight back, sits up on the desk, and scoots forwards the slightest bit. As he selects login, two silvered panels pop out from his chair, reaching out to the edge of his peripheral vision. He reaches forwards, a series of lights begin to flash between the panels and his screen. The entire room becomes pitch black, the windows seal, and a trance begins.
Welcome to Endless Empires.
Khan rushes down into the main room where he finds Dez, Gekkomatsu, Ilkat, and a surprisingly awake Cosmo sitting around a table, pensively looking out a nearby window. The barrier of wind still surrounds the town.
Khan, what's up? You seem frantic. Everything okay?
Look guys, I hate those plot lines where people spend hours failing to communicate like regular people. You're great. So, those pricks outside, came to my house and threatened me. What should I do?
We'll just give them the town then. We're not risking you getting hurt.
No. Do your police not action on threats?
Not as close to the res as I live, they don't. Listen, if I call and report threats of violence, I'll just be adding to the list of things they're not going to investigate anyways.
You're probably right.
She peers over towards Cosmo.
I agree, though. We're not gonna let you get hurt over some virtual town. There are other places, other games.
Been a lot of that going on lately.
So your police will do nothing?
They might stroll on through a few hours after I've been killed. Not exactly the sort of protection I'm shopping for.
Then come stay with me for a time. I have the space.
Everyone looks over at him.
Where are you, Cosmo?
You'll find out soon enough. I just gifted everyone in the guild a ticket.
End of chapter 3.
Hello everyone, this is Ilkat with On the Line. Thanks for joining us on this adventure. I wanted to give a shout out to our patrons who are essential in making this series. Carson Aiden, Willow, Jory Johnson, and Kelvin. Thank you so much. If you want to help support the series, check us out at patreon.com/on_the_line or joshperry.ca/ontheline. That's all for now, but we will be back to kick some butt next month.